And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you win in any marketplace as we always do. We encourage you to reach out to our hotline, 813-750-0550. During the show, something may spark an interest. Just reach out to 813-750-0550. You can call or text that line. It's an off-air number. Again, connections to attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, business strategists, home service experts of all types here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we are going to help you win in any marketplace. A plethora of information available also on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. We got a great lineup for you today. We're going to talk about all types of stuff today, from writing your own book, publishing a book. We've got Lisa from The Ghost Publishing on the show. Sean Fabre's in the house as well, Febre Frameworks. Doug Levi with Strategic Insurance. So we got a great lineup of our expert contributors, all bringing in content in an effort to help you understand your buying decisions, make you more street smart here, and just be a smart consumer on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Quick shout out to Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter and his team do a great job. And if you've ever thought about adding gutters to your home, why not support an American veteran right here? Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter and his team are veterans, and their product is made in America. And I got we had a big heavy rain this past weekend, so we saw a lot of need for that. Those gutters, and today, big shout out to Brandon Porter and his team, Veteran Gutters, on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And, we always like to tell you about our real estate properties. My wife, Lindsay, and I are a top 1% ranked team in Tampa Bay, top 200 realtor team here in the Bay Area, Keller Williams Realty. But I've got a great opportunity for a bar for sale. I've got a commercial property, 5402 U.S. Highway 92 out in Plant City. This is a cash cow. The owner says they're making between $12,000 and $15,000 per week in income with this bar. It's got the 4 COP beverage license, so it's a very strong beverage license that you can take to other locations and through events. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. 5402 U.S. Highway 92 bar in Plant City, the Finish Line Saloon. And the owner says there is cash flow coming in at this property. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, let's make our introductions in studio. Sean Febre, welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
Hey, my pleasure, buddy.
Sorry about that.
My pleasure, man. So what do you want to talk about today, Sean?
I want to talk about a lot of stuff going on with Febre Frameworks. It's been a big year, a big first quarter, so we're excited about that. And also just wanted to make a remark about the Masters. I didn't win my golf pool, but it was good to see Hideki Matsuyama actually take that win for the Japanese. That's really awesome.
Yeah, first time they won?
First time a Japanese has won a major, which is amazing. He's going down in the history books for sure.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And then Tiger didn't compete, right?
Unfortunately, no, because of his car accident, he didn't compete, which kind of made the Masters a little bit less exciting to watch. But nonetheless, it is Augusta. It is Georgia National. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they didn't boycott it after all. I guess there was rumors of them boycotting like they did with the MLB pulled the All-Star game.
You can't boycott the Masters, man. That's a 85-year tradition this year, which is astonishing.
It really is, yeah. All right, and also on the line we have Doug Levi, the insurance quarterback. Hey, Doug.
Always good to be here. Another beautiful day in Tampa Bay. And today I want to talk a little bit about what people can do to not only protect their homes and autos, but protect their life and their health with some life and health insurance.
Awesome. Yeah, that's an important thing to have, man. You've heard different stories of businessmen. They're focused on the bottom line, making money, earning an income, and then all of a sudden they have some major event happen, and so there's different types of coverages that you offer at Strategic Insurance.
Absolutely. You bet. Yep. So we'll go over all that for the listeners, give some great info.
Yeah, man, I like it. And home, auto, all types of insurance available. And I like how you come in and you give us these different updates. Last week we were talked about the carriers. I guess they lost a lot of money last year, $2 billion in claims, and they have at these insurance companies, they have actuaries and folks, smart people behind the pen here pushing and trying to figure out, hey, how much should we charge per premium? What can we expect to pay out? Is that kind of how they're structuring this risk?
Yeah, there's no doubt. And in the homeowners marketplace last week, we talked about, Brandon, that the carriers in Florida overall, if you look at 2020, they actually lost a combined $1.5 billion with a B. So that's a pretty big number. So for the business owners out there, think about how long could you sustain losing some significant money. So that basically says if you took all the carriers in the state of Florida and you looked at their balance sheet and their financials last year, they actually lost a combined $1.5 billion. And lots of reasons for that, from hurricanes and assignment of benefit fraud and a few other things. Really the takeaway for our consumers out there is we're seeing rates going up pretty dramatically. We're seeing some rate increases anywhere from 20 to 40%. So, if you've been someone who's just kind of renewed year after year and you've really taken a look under the hood of what you're paying, maybe it's just escrowed through your bank.
We got a bad connection there with Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. We'll have to try to get him reconnected here on a landline potentially. Let's go back in studio here. Sean Febre, Febre Framework. So, Sean, when we're talking about real estate, the number one thing people, especially now in this virtual world we live in, people are shopping online, that first impression is such a key part of it.
Absolutely. But let's get a little bit more localized to Tampa, right?
Yep.
Because you just had an experience where you sold a house $60,000 over list price. That's outrageous. What's going on in this market is just something that I've never seen before. Maybe you have in 2007, 2008. What do you think about that? Just right now, there's so much influence right now, and I think people across the country are starving for freedom. They're starving for leadership, and the traditional cold weather climates to warm weather climates, that's always been there. That's always going to be there. But then also on top of that, what we saw was the pandemic, and it caused these really unnecessary lockdowns. It was proven that lockdowns didn't work. Herd immunity and those other factors come into play. Fauci flip-flop. Fauci's always wrong. People are moving from blue states to red states, and Florida is a great recipient of that. Now, do you think that they're bringing their political values as well, or are they maybe looking to swing their vote? Because Florida is traditionally a swing state.
Yeah, it's traditionally a swing state. Some would say somewhat purple. Trump won by 400,000 votes, and it was one of the elections that were done at 9:30 in the p.m. like it should be, same day, election day, 9:30 p.m. Governor DeSantis did a great job. It depends. That's a loaded question, but what happens is it depends on what type of jobs you bring, right? So if we're fighting to bring in jobs into Florida and we're bringing in these tech folks from out in Silicon Valley, Menlo Park, we're bringing in those types of jobs. It's going to lend itself more to that ideology of the more leftist type of views. And then if we're creating more, like in Pasco County, they've had an extreme focus on blue collar jobs, hardworking, jobs, more of the manufacturing or the industrial type jobs, then it's going to attract a little bit more of that type of a demographic. But yeah, it's hard to say.
Now, I read an article this morning about how unemployment is doing so well to keep somebody living in a certain amount of standards that some individuals rather quit their jobs, live off unemployment and these stimulus checks that are coming in as opposed to working. What do you think about that?
Well, it's sad. It's the other thing is, big government. Look at what's happening. Big government. Trillions and trillions of dollars printed by the current administration. They're coming in and they're saying, oh yeah, they're doing it under the guise of COVID relief, under the guise of infrastructure rebuilding, and it's nothing more than a slush fund for Democratic kickbacks, people getting money back to their their constituents who voted for them, funneling money overseas. Pakistan gender studies, really. I mean, how long does it take to figure out how many genders there are? There's 2 genders, right? But you got trillions of dollars, Sean, and people don't realize when we're talking about trillions, 1.2 trillion, 2 point this trillion. Over the last 18 months, roughly, we've printed and we've Congress has allowed for this new money to be printed. So we're talking about $5 trillion of new money. And just flashback like 10, 15 years ago, the word trillion wasn't even being used in politics, right? And I think people lose sight of the fact that millions, billions, trillions. Okay, what's the difference between $1 million, $1 billion, and $1 trillion? Well, Tony Robbins says it best in one of his, because our mind really can't really comprehend that number, right? When we say a trillion, we don't really know. We think we do, but we really don't. Most of us don't, right? But if you think in terms of seconds, minutes on a clock, right? 60 seconds is a minute, obviously. So you take seconds ago. Let's talk about seconds ago. 1 million seconds ago is something like 2 weeks ago. 1 billion seconds ago is around 45 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 1 trillion seconds ago was before Christ.
Wow.
Okay. So think about all this money they've now injected into the environment, the currency, where it's at. And that's why people are looking at Bitcoin very seriously. We have David Reynolds Jewelry on talking about, Shane Socash from David Reynolds Jewelry talking about, hey, there's alternative investments, precious metals. So it's a very complicated question, and people don't understand how much new money's in circulation. About 40% of the dollars in circulation right now are over just the last 18 to 24 months.
You're saying out of all the currency out there right now,
that's right,
in the last 18 months, 40%
is new money. Yeah.
That's an outrageous fact. I mean,
isn't it?
I want to know if I think when I last checked the U.S. debt clock, it was at like 19 trillion.
Yeah.
If you add 5 trillion to that, we're at 24 trillion. That's almost a 20% increase in the last, 18 months.
Exactly.
That's a little bit outrageous, don't you think?
It is. And big government is at the fault of it. But anyways, I can go on and on about that. Let's go back to, when we're talking about real estate here in Tampa Bay, yes, super hot market. People are moving from other markets. And your business has grown significantly over the last 4 years. You and your brother do a great job running it, Jeanette and the whole team. Talk a little bit about how you help realtors have that competitive advantage.
Well, first and foremost, we keep money in your pocket, because the majority of these real estate photography companies are charging an arm and a leg for drone photos. Okay, so they say, I'm going to charge you $150 for just 25 photos, and then $10 extra for every other photo I edit. Oh, you want drone? Okay, I'm going to charge you $150 for something that takes them literally 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So are they saying that their time is so valuable that it's $150 every 10 minutes? I mean, I'm no magician here, but if I do the math, I mean, you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000 an hour.
Right.
Brandon, do you make $1,000 an hour?
Right.
So why should your photographer make $1,000 an hour?
Yeah.
It's something that has helped us crush the competition. We actually had a 28% increase over last year's Q1 this year. And I think the majority of that success is due to the fact that we're opening satellite territories.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville, after a year and a half, has finally popped off. So now Jacksonville is profitable. So what we're seeing is that it takes approximately a year and a half to open up these new satellite territories for them to be profitable. You have to figure out the right kind of audience there. We don't live there, so we have to actually go travel there, meet with the realtors, meet with the locals, see what kind of vibe you get there, and then start marketing towards those individuals on Google Ads, Bing Ads. We just started doing Bing ads again because Bing actually is 30% of global searches, while I think Google is like 69%, and then 1% goes to the rest of like Yahoo, DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I can think of.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the marketing side when we come back. Also, Doug Levi back on the show here, Strategic Insurance. Doug's back. And coming up later as well, we're going to talk with Lisa Walls. She is with the Ghost Publishing, and a great lineup for you today. Plus, our feel-good story of the day, 5th grader creates coolness or a kindness closet, that is, for students in need. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
My name is James DeJerome, and I produce the Consumer Quarterback Show for Brandon Rhymes. The Consumer Quarterback Show is a team, a group of like-minded professionals who partner together to provide our audience sound advice, knowledge, and information to make them wiser consumers. We work with all types of business owners and aggressively promote our local economy. We're currently conducting interviews for our expert contributors. If you own a business or know someone who would benefit from the exposure our show provides, please contact us at 813-750-0550 or online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We help you win in your real estate deals. If you're selling property, we would love to talk to you. Right now, we're offering a free comparable market analysis, kind of get you the value of the property. Also, we'll show you our unique strategy to help you get more exposure utilizing our innovation with radio, TV, and internet marketing. And here's an example of a great property, 6513 South County Line Road in Plant City. This is a 5-acre parcel of land, beautiful property. There is a spring-fed creek in the back of this, backs up to English Creek as well. 6513 South County Line Road in Plant City. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And also 1780 Clearwater Largo Road. This is a commercial property on a corner lot in a major thoroughfare in Pinellas County. 1780 Clearwater Largo Road. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. Hot corner location. Owner is motivated. And you can see all of our real estate properties at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, Doug Levi back on the show. Sorry, we lost you earlier there, Doug.
I always joke technology is great when it works, Brandon. So sorry about that as well. But yeah, just happy to be here and really wanted to just kind of tee up a couple things for the listeners, Brandon, about just how do you protect your business and your family. So,
right.
Just a couple thoughts here is ask yourself, something happened to me, God forbid, is my family able to continue on? And really we're talking about life insurance there. So the technology has come so far. We just helped a client, Brandon, recently. I know you love kind of success stories. He's a busy business owner. We have his commercial business. He reached out to me and said, hey, my life insurance is renewing and it's going up. Can you help me? We were able to shop over 80 carriers online, send him a link. He was able to apply, do everything online in about 10 minutes. He had an approval about 2 hours later, and he was locked in. And so having that peace of mind for he and his family, knowing that, hey, if something happened to him, he's taking care of the ones he loves the most, was really, really important. So it's, some of these things we talk about are, they're super important and they're serious. They're not always the most fun things to talk about.
Right.
But what we see a lot of times, Brandon, is once people do a little bit of that planning, they really feel good because they say, wow, okay, if something happens to me, I know my kids are going to go to college. I know, my house can be paid for. So I would just really encourage the listeners out there to ask yourself, hey, if something happened to you, what's your plan? Do you have any coverage for that? Do you have any life insurance coverage? And if not, we'd love to help. We'd love to give you a proposal after reviewing 80 companies and find you best coverage and best rates. And the most part, Brandon, depending on your age, if let's say you're anywhere from 40 to 60 years old, you're normally looking at, maybe $40 to $60 a month for anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 worth of term life insurance. So it's a lot more affordable than a lot of people think.
Right. Yeah. And the idea also is that if you're buying a new home, especially for first time buyers, a lot of times it's a transitional time in your life, but it's also a time to kind of reflect and think deeper. Think a layer deeper. And when you look at that and you buy a new home, let's just say it's a $200,000 to $300,000 home, it's probably your largest investment, and you qualified for that loan based on probably a single income potentially, but there's more and more double income families, and both spouses, or at least the breadwinner, should get some type of a policy that if something were to happen, at least that mortgage would be paid off and the family can live there, the kids can still live in their home and not be forced into a sale, which would be tragic.
100%. Yeah, anyone who's bought a home or refinanced a home has probably experienced in that first year, you get a ton of mail solicitations from life insurance companies or life insurance agents, because it is public record when, you record a deed or record a mortgage. And there's no doubt there's a strong correlation that, you're taking on more responsibility and you're likely taking on a significant amount of more debt. And it's just something for us to think about. And what I see for a lot of people, Brandon, and I'm sure we can all relate to this, I know I can, is you're busy. You're doing your best to raise your kids, make it through the day, help your clients, run your business, run your job, do whatever you're doing. And it's, just the crush of life comes at times. And so hopefully why I think your show is so important and such a valuable part of the Tampa Bay community is this is just that encouragement that hopefully people need that are maybe running around right now like, man, yeah, that's something I should really look at. And, our encouragement is we can make it a lot easier than you may think. All the same time to say, also having a trusted local advisor, right? So you could probably go online and do it 100% yourself. You really have no relationship with someone. You have no one local. If something did happen, if there was a claim, if there was any changes the policy needs down the road, you can work with an agency like ours, local trusted agent, top 1% in the U.S., and have that peace of mind knowing you're taken care of. And the rates are the same, by the way. You don't pay any more to have that local agent touch. So we're big on the relationship side of things.
Yeah, that's important, man. We're talking with Doug Levi here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Sean Febre in the house as well, Febre Frameworks. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Doug, I got a question for you. For someone who smokes like I do, cigarettes, does the rate increase at a substantial rate?
Great question. So, yes and no. Here's what I'll tell you. There are some carriers, couple things. There are some carriers that will offer what's known as preferred tobacco rates. So what does that mean? Let's say you smoke, but otherwise you're generally in good health. You're not overweight. You don't have diabetes. You don't have any other major conditions. You can actually still get a pretty good rate. There's no doubt, Sean, that you're going to see your best rates when you don't smoke. The other thing is, I know there's a lot of cigar smokers out there. I enjoy a cigar myself every once in a while. So there's some carriers that will look and kind of ask a little bit more info, and depending on how many cigars you smoke, they'll actually consider you a non-smoker, believe it or not. So, there's no doubt the industry's evolved in those areas. And, like anything else, we have a solution for most people and most budgets out there.
I'm definitely going to have to give you a call.
Yeah, for sure. But good question, yeah. And I think, I love the question and the honesty there, Sean. I think one of the things is, maybe somebody's out there like, geez, I'm a smoker. I don't want to even look at this stuff because it's probably going to be expensive or they're going to turn me down. That's not really the case. Like I said, especially if you're in pretty good health but you smoke, you can get, like I said, what's called a preferred tobacco rate, and it's really not that much worse. The other thing you can always do is lock in your coverage and policy now. And look, I know there's a lot of smokers out there that are saying, geez, I really want to quit. Well, should you quit down the road, we could always look to reapply and get you a better rate at that time too. Yeah, so
good tips
those
right
are
there.
all the types of things. Yeah,
you're going to pay a little bit more if you are a smoker, but the older you get, you're going to probably increase your costs as well. So do it now rather than wait.
100%. Lock it in now. I tell a lot of people, kind of the chef who eats his own food, like I've got a 30-year term life policy, like a pretty good size 30-year term life. So, locking that in and know my family's going to be taken care of it happen. So.
All right, stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com. Plethora of information there. And we have more from our expert contributors. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page as well. And we'll see you right after this short break. Do not touch that dial. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group. And you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're clear. Let me know when you guys want to proceed. Alrighty, I'll let them know, Doug.
She can't see anything of us, right? She has no video image of us going back.
Yeah, she's seen the studio.
Well, all we gotta do is go, hey, wave your arms, something, get her attention.
Well, I can unmute. You
just gotta communicate with her. She will not answer her phone.
Just so that you know, Doug, we're trying to get a hold of the next guest.
Yeah, take your time, man. Sam, I apologize for any issues on my end. So.
No, that's all right. Are you with T-Mobile?
Hello.
Hey.
Are you with T-Mobile?
I'm not. I'm actually with Verizon.
Oh, my gosh.
I
You
know.
would think that they would have like 100% unobstructed coverage.
You're telling me, and it's funny, I switched a few months ago, but I've just been having some problems with my iPhone, to be honest. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. She's not, I don't have her locked into the phone system.
We don't have Lisa.
She's on Zoom.
So she still needs to call in, or I call her.
No, I understand, but we're trying to
Try to call her.
She's not answering her phone.
Yeah, try to call her because we're trying to call her and she's not answering. So see if maybe she answers from you.
She's not getting anything. So, Lisa, what number can we call you at, or Jose, what number does she need to call you at?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, is that Doug?
She just talked.
It is.
Jose, what
In the flesh.
number?
We're trying to get the other
Yeah, you're good, man.
person
Take your time,
on.
brother. I got some time, a little more time today than normal, so you're good.
Jose, what's the studio
Okay.
number?
Call-in number is 813-289-1860. 813-289-1860.
Brandon, you should be able to talk to Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hey there.
Okay. I've got you on the line here. So are you on the line with Jose? Is that how we're connected? Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
Okay, so we should be good. Jonathan said he can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We were trying to call you on the other line to get you on the phone there. So,
Lisa,
awesome.
Can you give me a countdown from 5 to 0, please?
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2.
John, are we ready on your side, bud? Okay, cool.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
We're ready.
All right, everybody, please stand by.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We love to help you win in your real estate deals if you're buying, selling, or investing. Also, looking to grow our team, looking for an operations manager and couple of buyer agents. We've got a ton of leads coming in, lots of growth happening around the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. Would love to talk to you about selling your property as well. We've got lots of buyers and need more inventory. We got property here, Zero Gun Highway in Odessa. This is a property that's 2 acres, waterfront. Build your dream home or potentially have a business here because there is some frontage on Gun Highway, which is more and more commercial day after day. Gun Highway in Odessa, great opportunity, 2.21 acres right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, we've got 1602 East MLK available. This is Gill's Body Shop. So if any other body shop owners out there, you want to buy one of your competitors, this gentleman has been in business for 45 years at 1602.com. And a quick shout out to the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Bill Maher Beach Resort. Had a great time over there this past weekend celebrating my wife's birthday. We had a great time at the pools. There's 2 pools on site. The beach, beautiful beach, just a wide open, beautiful views of the Gulf of Mexico right there from the Bill Maher Beach Resort. And it's not your cookie cutter hotel chain. Over 90% of the rooms have views overlooking the beach, and it's a great opportunity for that local staycation if you live locally here, or even a vacation, of course, if you're out of state. And make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Talk to Clyde Smith. He's the general manager over at the Bill Maher Beach Resort right there on beautiful Treasure Island in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great opportunity, great time to get out and enjoy some downtime with the family. All right, so we've got a great lineup for you today. Doug Levi, we heard from Doug talking about strategic insurance, TampaBayInsurance.com. Also, Sean Febre in the house. More from Sean coming up here in a moment. Let's go to Lisa Walls now. We've got Lisa as well, the Ghost Publishing. She is a ghost writer and also works with Eli Gonzalez over at theghostpublishing.com. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you. And yourself?
Doing well.
Excellent. Good to hear it. So, yeah, tell us about what's happening in your world.
Well, I've never seen an industry that's more shift ready than the publishing world. And we have so many new trends coming up. I mean, we just launched some great new authors on Saturday. We're getting ready to launch more in May. And, all these new changes in the industry, it's really important for us to stay on top of them so that our authors do well.
Yeah, absolutely. I referred someone over that does cryptocurrency. That's certainly a hot topic right now. What do you see? Do you see any certain trends in some of the new books and new authors that you're seeing?
Yeah, the topics are very, especially with the nonfiction world, because, as experts in the field realize they can create an amazing book, they're doing that. So more voices are being heard, and that's amazing. But what's really awesome with the actual industry is how more indie authors, people who publish their own book, or they're not signed up with a large publishing company, there's really only, now 4 large publishing houses left because we've just had Random House buy out Simon Schuster. So, there's less competition up there at the top of the food chain, and that means authors have less negotiating power. So now we're seeing mainstream traditional authors move to the indie model. And Dean Koontz has already done it, so it's definitely a trend to watch.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like that's a unique it's not unique, rather, to your industry. It seems like a lot of different places you're finding more freedom, more, entrepreneurs are able to kind of shift the model, the traditional models that have been in place for years and decades in some cases. And that's an interesting thing. And it really speaks highly to capitalism and freedom.
It does. A great example is ebooks. We're only just at the beginning of that trend. And yet we have indie authors taking home 30 to 32% of global ebook sales. So, and this is a multi-billion-dollar industry just for ebooks and audiobooks. So it's only growing, and it's only shifting even more towards the digital world.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say, especially sometimes I interview and I have some meetings with sellers or different people in real estate, and I say, man, you're quite a character. You should write a book because they have some great stories. And I always say, it seems like, a lot of people have a book in them and they don't really know it.
Yes, and if you have great stories, that really does translate really well. If whatever your topic of passion is, whatever you love to talk about or teach about or coach about, or you just love to get on a soapbox about, if you can share some stories behind it, if you have some experience with people and it's relevant and it captures their interest and it, maybe even elevates emotions, it can really teach a lesson and bring it home in a way that nobody's done before.
Now, what are some of the misnomers people have about your industry? We always like to talk about consumer advocate tips, things to look for, things to avoid. What do you see in that space?
In our industry, the big myth is that people don't take indie authors seriously. That is the number one myth. First of all, the sales show otherwise. With very little promotion, I've seen friends of mine who are indie authors make a solid six-figure living just by connecting their friends to their new book and letting those friends carry the message. So with very little promotion, just think if they'd had, thousands of dollars a month in promotion behind them, what it would have done. But, there are authors making six-figure livings just from connecting with friends and building a tribe that can actually create a readership. So I think that's the biggest myth. You can't make a living as an indie author or you're not going to get taken seriously.
Yeah, that seems like it would be something that people are considering or thinking about out there. By the way, if you just joined us, talking with Lisa Walls here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, theghostpublishing.com. You've heard Eli on the show as well, and Lisa's been a great guest with us, longtime friend of the program. And she's actually helping me write my book, which is almost complete. I'm real excited about it, Quarterbacking Success, and it's going to be, just, I guess, a matter of weeks now at this point. Really excited about that process. Lisa, working with you and your team has been a great experience.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. We've had a lot of authors come through the pipeline these last few weeks, getting to that finish line. For you, we've got 2 minutes on the clock. We are ready to go.
That's right. 2-minute drill. We're almost there. Now, when it comes to growing your sphere of influence, if you're in sales, if you're in business, and you're thinking, okay, what can I do to grow my business? How can I leverage my brand? If you've got a really cool brand, or maybe you need to invent one still, and growing your sphere of influence, that's what people talk about a lot. That's why I started this radio show about 8 years ago. When you look at the opportunity to become a published author and how you can accomplish that by still leveraging, I think that might be myth number 2. People say, yeah, I would love to write a book. I just don't have the time.
Right. There's certainly organizations like ours out there that can help you with that can compensate for the lack of time, or, maybe it's just not your skill set. You feel comfortable talking, but not so much typing or writing. We can fill in those gaps. That's never a problem. The challenge is getting people to understand that they are leaving money on the table by not connecting with their client base or their customer base on that personal, human, emotional level. People shop and buy from people they like. And if they don't know who you are, they have no interest in staying loyal. And you've got to connect on a personal, human level.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's one of the keys to business is, whatever business you're in the people business. You've got to be able to connect to people, relay ideas, and try to, in some cases emotions get in the way, but then some cases emotions will help you. But yeah, when you're writing a book, that's an important part of it, is understanding that you have people that can help you. And writing a book, this will be my 3rd book. It's been a great game changer for me. I've enjoyed the process, and it's a way that you can really, it helps build self-confidence as well, and getting it out of your brain into paper, and then ultimately into a published book. I think it's just such a great accomplishment for people. I think what's the statistics on that? The stats: less than 1% of people on the planet actually write a book, right?
Well, oh gosh, yeah, less than that. Less than 1% of people who start a book finish a book.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's pretty important to know, that if you can complete that process, you have already elevated yourself above your competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a key part of it. Lisa, about a minute left here. What's your final thought, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom?
Well, look, we all have a way we can connect with people, and I think that a lot of us, this happens in our industry too, we're not tapping into and utilizing the resources we already have. When is the last time any of your listeners who want to connect with a client or customer, when's the last time they posted a fresh blog on their website?
Right.
When's the last time that they, shared a heartfelt sentiment through their email list about how much they appreciate their clients and their customers? When was the last time they tried to connect on a personal level? When you conduct your business, often we're not on an emotional track. We are trying to stay cerebral and focused. But that client and that customer still wants to know you care. And the way to do that is to get your message out, connect with them emotionally, let them trust you so that they do business with you.
I love it. All right, good stuff. Check them out online, theghostpublishing.com. Lisa Walls, thanks again. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
All right, take care. All right, stay with us when we come back. More from our expert contributor in studio, Sean Febre, Febre Frameworks. Also, we have our feel-good story of the day, and Doug Levi may be with us still as well, Strategic Insurance. Fifth grader creates kindness closet for students in need. Find out about this Ohio fifth grader who just has such a big heart. Right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We appreciate you spending some time with us and greatly appreciate you reaching out and supporting the show, supporting the local economy by reaching out to our hotline. We've got, again, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great connections, home services, solar companies, ghostwriting, lots of ways we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we would urge you to reach out and call. Last week we had a lot of people reaching out to the hotline, wanting to get in touch with Diane Vance, get pre-approved for a mortgage. Lots of ways we can help you here, of course, real estate related, business, finance. Reach out to the hotline, 813-750-0550.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
And we love it when you call the hotline. It's an off-air number, 813-750-0550. You can call or text that line, and any questions that you have or any connections that you'd like to make, we would love to connect you. Also, consumerqb.com, you can see links there to all of our expert contributors, recent show interviews as well. Over 1,200 videos now on our YouTube channel, almost 100,000 views. So please subscribe. We would love to get over that 100,000 view mark, and we greatly appreciate all of our support with the Consumer Quarterback Show. Every day, we love to tell you something positive here on the show.
Tell me something good.
Okay, so we've got a fifth grader at Shreve Elementary in Ohio. He created a kindness closet to help students in need. Andy Muser said a friend confided in her that she wished she had some girls' clothing to wear. And I went on my closet and I got the clothes that I had outgrown, Andy said. and I gave them to her at school the next day, and she was really happy. After gifting her friends clothes, Andy couldn't stop thinking about how it felt to help someone in need, how great it felt to help someone in need. She realized what a difference that made for her friend, said Jessica Muser, Andy's mother, and that was so easy to do. She said, can we do this for more people? So she took the initiative at that point, and Andy approached her principal with the idea to create a kindness closet, and students can go during the school and shop, in quotation marks, shop for new or gently worn garments. And what a feel-good story there. I love that. Out of Ohio, kids getting that bug to, do something kind for one another early, Sean. We need more of that in this world, don't we?
Yes, we do. Certainly in this atmosphere.
Yeah, man.
Now, do they have to pay for the clothes, or they get it for free?
Yeah, it's like a donate gift type of deal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. All right, we got Sean Febre in the house, Febre Frameworks. Doug Levi as well. You still on the phone with us, sir?
I'm here, man. I'm here hanging in. Yeah, absolutely. Love those positive stories, Brandon. We need more of that.
Yeah, man. I love it as well. And Doug, I wanted to ask you, too, about your insurance side hustling. I really like that idea that you have. It's a way that people can make a little extra income. InsuranceSideHustling.com. Tell me more.
Yeah, 100%. So InsuranceSideHustling.com, we start from the premises everybody needs and already budgets for home and auto insurance. That's really your gateway into the insurance business. We can show people how to get licensed in little as 2 weeks, and then our agency comes alongside. We provide you with the insurance company contracts, the service support, and all of the training. You can do it remote, part-time, anywhere in the country. And so we've been having a lot of fun with that. We were featured in Yahoo Finance, Florida Trend, Market Watch. All of them picked up a press release about what we're doing. And so we're trying to shake up an old industry, right? And it can be a great place, a great industry. You can make really good money and feel good about what you're doing and actually helping people with the need that they've got.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. The side hustle, a lot of people were, laid off or just didn't, aren't making as much as they used to make due to the lockdowns. And what a great way to, improve people's lives and, maybe make a little bit of side money. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about that. We're all about capitalism and helping people here. So if you like those things, you're in the right place on this show for sure, right, Brandon?
That's right. Yep, helping people win, helping you win in any marketplace.
That's right.
As we say, and we've got Sean in studio as well. Sean, give us some of your final thoughts here, Sean. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom, my friend.
One thing I do want to say about what Lisa alluded to about writing blogs for websites, that is a brilliant thing. If they provide blog writing, then you should definitely take advantage of that, because search engine optimization is something that is extremely key to having a successful website. Because what Google does, among other things like site speed, content, etc., is it looks for when the last time your website was updated with fresh content. So a lot of websites that do hold blogs tend to rank higher within Google based on within that blog. So I encourage you to definitely, absolutely have a blog on your website and continue to update it as frequently as possible. We haven't done it, but now that I know Lisa does, we will definitely be reaching out to her.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that idea. And a lot of times business owners, we get caught up running our business. We're the artist inside the organization, and we're focused on doing what we do, but there's so many parts of running a business these days. You've got HR, human resources if you're growing the business. We've got resources in that space as well with Patrick Morades. You've got, of course, management, marketing. Marketing is such a big part of a business now because it's not just traditional marketing. Now you've got the social media and all of the different folks, things that are kind of pulling on you as a business owner. So it's such a relief to have these different people involved with the show that can help business owners, help folks out there, understand more about those types of resources that are available for them. And search engine optimization, of course, is key, and of course pay-per-click is another option. Doug, back to you, man. What would be some of the top tips you're giving out these days?
Yeah, just final thoughts, parting words, right? So Mark Twain said life insurance is a love letter, right? So really, if we think about kind of what we talked about earlier, is it's definitely a policy you do for someone else. We hope it doesn't get told you don't have to use it, right? But it's that peace of mind and something you're doing for someone else. So think about that today. The ones you love the most. If something happened to you, are you protected?
Yeah, it's important. You think about that, and you look at. Here's something interesting too. A lot of times I talk to people. I'm coaching different, realtors on our team or different people involved with our businesses, and a lot of times people say, "Well, what's your goal? What do you want to make?" And they say, "Well, I want to make $100,000 a year, for example." All right, well then it's just we got a simple math equation to work out. What you do is you look at that $100,000 and you divide that for a year. You got about 2,000. Right? Yeah, you got about 2,000 hours of work per year, just depending on based on a regular work week, and that comes out to about $50 per hour. So if you think about setting goals and you think about monetarily, some people say, "Yeah, I want to make six figures. I want to get into the $100,000 club." Well, that's $2,000 or 2,000 hours a year divided by, so it's $50 per hour. So you've got to be doing something that's generating $50 per hour, and anything less than that, you need to get into a situation where you can outsource that and you can hire people to do the things that you're not good at. So the way that I coach that and I talk about it is you focus on the vital few. Like, what are the few things that you can do that are going to be more leveraged for your time to help you grow your business. So for me, it's getting listings. The number one thing I do every day is I wake up and I look to try to get new relationships, new business contacts and listings. And that might be from expired leads or my sphere of influence or for sell-by owners. And then you think about Pareto's principle. Pareto principle comes in, and that's the old 80-20 rule. We've all heard this 80-20 rule, and it's interesting how the more I've examined this and studied the Pareto principle, is it breaks down in all facets of your life. So if you don't know, it's Wilfredo Pareto, 1895. He's an Italian economist. He says, "Hey, I see here in Italy that most of the land is owned by 80% of the people. 80% of the land is owned by 20% of the people, rather. I said that wrong. So 20% of the people typically would own 80% of the land. And the 80% rule, or the 20% rule breaks down, 80-20 rule breaks down into different areas of life. So, for example, if you go to your closet, I look at my closet and I say, wow, this 80% rule, 80-20 rule breaks down, Pareto principle breaks down even with the clothes that I wear. I find myself wearing the same comfortable pants or the same shoes, and then you look at criminals, okay, 20% of the crime or 80% of the crime is committed by 20% of the criminals. So focus on what the key 20% is in your life, and you're going to be able to make more money, have a better lifestyle, and grow your business or your net worth that way as well. So, hey, thanks again, Doug. Thanks for coming on the show, man. We appreciate your best website for people to get you at.
Absolutely. www.tampabayinsurance.com. Again, tampabayinsurance.com. You can talk to us right on the website.
TampaBayInsurance.com, one of the best URLs around. And Sean Febre, best place for people to get you.
813-906-8300 is the best way to contact the office to schedule an appointment, to get any additional information. My name's a little complicated, so I'd rather just not say it.
Yeah. There you go. Get them online as well. Febre Frameworks, you can find them everywhere online as well. And we always say we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. Donate some blood, donate some time, and even potentially some food to a local food bank. And be a force for good in the community. Do something kind for one another. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you go over and check out consumerqb.com. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, 1,200 videos there. YouTube.com/Brandon Rhymes Realty. And we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.